Hi, how are you? Welcome. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate that. Y'all, I have been crazy busy around here and things have been happening. Oh gosh. Which is why you haven't seen much of my face. But I'm here and I am so ready. So it's finally gotten cold here in Houston. I don't know what happened, but it just like suddenly I woke up and it was cold outside. After this past weekend, I had an event. Y'all, it was so hot. I wore shorts. It was an outdoor event. I wore shorts the entire time outside. And then it was wild, actually, how hot it was. I was sweating my behind off. Okay? It was terrible. All right. So I have this sign. It has these trees. I have my keyword all set up and ready to go. It's the word tree. And I should probably put that in the comments, huh? I'm getting there. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit scatterbrained. I'm leaving to go out of town tomorrow for work, so I'm a little bit crazy around here tonight trying to prep. So we're just going to start by painting the trees and the Merry Christmas with this folk art paint. It's called Mossy Meadow. I've used this one before. I'm just going to put a little bit on this plate right here. And I'm going to use a little foam brush. Try not to use too much so I don't make a mess. But I'm going to just tap it. Okay, just like I would with a makeup sponge. Same thing. And this does have a whole frame that comes with it. It also has a hanger that goes on the back. And it's on sale 25% off right now on my Etsy until midnight tonight. So if you want this, grab it before it's gone. Before the sale's gone. Okay? Because it'll go back to regular price tomorrow. And this is a big one. So it is a little more expensive. But you'll be getting a deal on it if you order it tonight. Hey Wanda, how are you? Welcome. Alright, so all of the trees are going to be this green color. I'm hoping this is going to look great. I was looking for some inspiration photos, and of course I couldn't find any. And I haven't done this project. I haven't seen it done yet. So I think this is going to be good. Alright. I'm liking this color. I've used this one a couple of times now, I think. It's one of the new ones that I got at Hobby Lobby the last time I was there. And I like a green color, but I like more of like a grayish green like this. Like, not the bright, like emerald type greens or like grassy greens. Not interested in those really. But a gray green, I can get with it. Okay. In fact, the first house that I bought, back like in my early 20s, had a lot of walls painted, like accent walls painted with this color. And I never would have chosen that for myself, but I absolutely love how well done it was. It looked so good. We had bought a house that had been flipped and remodeled, and the designer that put it all together, she made some really great choices as far as the colors and all that other stuff. In fact, whenever we repainted it, we used the same color scheme because it was so pretty. So yeah. Which normally it would not be a choice that I would make myself. Like, I would choose gray because, you know, I'm a millennial and it's just who I am as a person, right? But I love this color now ever since that. Uh-oh. I need new tape up here, obviously. That's alright. We're going to make it work. Hopefully, I think I'm just going to need one coat for this. I'm pretty sure. I did go over some of the trees a little bit more just to help make sure that it was good to go, but I think this is good. Alright. Just checking to make sure I got all of it. And I believe I did. Oops. So this, I've had this on my Etsy for a long time, this file, or this cutout, and I've never done it for some reason. The other day I got a random order, a big one. Look how good that looks. And the lady had ordered this, and I thought, ooh, I need to do that. I have not done that on a live. So I cut out myself one too, so that I could show you guys. All right, now here's what we're going to do. I have this acrylic Deco Art Americana. It's called Khaki Tan. We're going to do the background with this color. I didn't want to do brown because I didn't want it to be too dark. And I didn't want to do a white because I just didn't. I don't know. But I figured that this would be good. It's really, it doesn't even, I mean, you can hardly tell. I'm even painting it. But you'll be able to tell once I get it done. If that makes sense. I could have stained it, I guess, but, and instead of putting that on my plate, I'm going to just go right in. Y'all, my husband is in the other room, in the living room right now, watching videos on his phone at the highest possible volume. Anybody else have a husband that does that? I swear to you, okay, I try, whenever I watch videos on my phone, I like turn it down so it's not so blaringly loud. Last night, he was sitting next to me in our room playing these videos and driving me absolutely up the wall, okay? And I'm just like, are you deaf? What is happening over there? Because they can hear this next door, and we live on an acre, okay? And I bet our neighbors are like, wow, that dude really listens to his videos loud. Oh yeah, he was driving me crazy. And he's doing it again right now, so that's fun. Anyways, married life, am I right? Hi Steph, how are you? Yeah, you're welcome. Wow, you got it fast. Seems like I just mailed that. Hey Diane. So this is called Khaki Tan, okay? I used this really pretty, I think it's called mossy green color for the trees. And then we're using Khaki Tan here. And I'm just doing a half decent base coat because I want to add a little bit of accent to this here in just a second. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm doing the lighter color first on the entire background. And then I was thinking that I want to do the frame in a slightly different color and then bring that color in to the background too, with some, to make it look kind of like a wood grain, since it is a brownish-ish. I say ish because it's not really, I mean, it's kind of a brown, but it's not like a dark brown. It's a khaki tan. All right. There's that, okay? And then, I don't have anywhere I could set this where it's not going to get, like, completely knocked over. I don't have hardly any spaces in this room that are flat. Hi Callie, how are you? Oh, the green? Yeah. It's called Mossy Meadow. It is by Full Cart. Got that at Hobby Lobby, and I bought the big bottle because, you know, I needed the big bottle. Okay, so this is Burnt Umber by Deco Art Americana. And I'm going to use my same brush, okay? And I actually have a little bit of that khaki tan here, so I might just mix that in. Just to kind of lighten it a little bit, okay? So it's not quite so stark. Yeah, it doesn't do a whole lot to mix that in, but I don't want it to be super dark and different. Plus, bringing some of that khaki tan in, I feel like we'll add a little bit of a grayish tint. Because, you know, my favorite color is gray and black. Which, I know black is the absence of color, but I don't care. Okay. It used to be, actually, that my entire closet was basically just black and gray. So, I separate all my clothes by color, my shirts. Do y'all do that? all of my shirts are separated by color so that I can easily look through, because I know, like, my favorite shirt is a blue shirt, right? So then I could just go to the blue section and I can see it right there, you know? All right, that's done. That was fast. I'm gonna I do have one other space over here that I can use to set that on, so that's what I'm gonna do. All right. Anyways, now, back then my closet was like basically all black. I have branched out and gotten different clothes only because I signed up for Stitch Fix a couple of years ago. Now, same brush, okay, or same foam thing, okay. I'm gonna grab a little bit of that brown, the darker brown that we used, and I'm just gonna add lines. Y'all know how I do this. I do it all the time. This isn't new. For if you've watched me ever, you've seen me do this about a million times. Anyways, that has always been my favorite. Until just recently that I started wearing like some patterns and other colors. And like I said, my favorite shirt that I own right now is blue. Which is surprising because I have some black and gray shirts that I really love. I love how they look on me. I love how they fit. But there's one blue one that it just is my drop dead favorite one. And some green ones too, which, again, I'm not always a fan of green, but occasionally I will find something and just be like, okay, I'm wearing this very bright color today, which is totally off-brand for me, but I do it occasionally. All right, so there's my wood grain. Okay, it's totally faux. And let me close up my paint so I don't dump it everywhere or anything like that. All right, now back to the original part that we started on. I'm just doing a final check, okay, to make sure that I painted this acceptably. And I think I did. So these are pretty cool. They're all cut out. This is like an 18-inch sign. It's a big boy, okay? I did not paint this good. See, you always got to take a look, because especially whenever you're like tapping it like this, you'll miss something. Okay, but just touch it up. Oops, gosh. Okay. I'm a nightmare. So I packed my bag earlier. I'm leaving to go to New Orleans in the morning, y'all. And this whole TSA situation, have y'all heard? Okay, the government shutdown has really ruined my plans. All right, luckily I'm pretty close to New Orleans, like 5 hours, so I can easily drive. And I could fly. Okay, it's been... People have been saying different things. Some people had to wait like 6 hours at TSA a couple of weeks ago, which is a nightmare. Complete nightmare in my mind. And then other people are getting through it in like 10 minutes. Yes, I do. And you can sign up for notifications by commenting exclamation point and then the word notify, all one word. And you can also comment the keyword, which is the word tree. And there's a button at the bottom of that message where you can sign up for notifications. But yeah, I do. And I sent them out tonight, I think. I assume it went out. I don't know. I can't see my phone because I had to flip it. But yeah, supposedly it went out. We'll see whenever I get done here. And then I see whether or not I received it. Because I do receive my own just to make sure it's going out. Anywho, so yeah, I was gonna fly, and then one of the guys that I work with was asking me if I was driving, because he lives in Houston too, and he's coming this week too, to the site. And I told him, I was like, well, yeah, I'm gonna fly, it's no big deal, it's just a short flight. And, he says, well, are you sure that's a good idea, because of the shutdown and all this stuff? And I'm going, well, I thought it was, but maybe not, because people had been saying on like Facebook and the town group that the town that I live in had been saying, like, you know, the line was really long at TSA, but the wait was only 10 minutes or whatever. And then I go and I look on the website and it's showing like a 45-minute wait, y'all, for pre-check. And I'm like, excuse me. And hi, Brenda. Sorry I didn't say hey to you a minute ago, but welcome. Anywho, so then I'm starting to second guess myself, right? Like whether or not I should fly. And so then I'm like, well, let me just rent a car instead. So then I canceled all of my plans. And now I'm renting a car, which actually works out better because, we bought this Expedition, okay, used, back in the summer. So that I could do events and carry all my stuff for events in it. Because I have a small car right now. My other car is small. And so, and plus, like, if I'm out of town and I have my car at the airport parked, you know, waiting for me to get back, then Chris doesn't have we don't have a second vehicle for him to drive. And we did have a truck, and I talked him into selling that truck so that I could get this Expedition, which has been fine, but the Expedition, the seat belt in the back seat is broken, which is aggravating. And luckily I have a warranty on it that I bought. I always buy an extended warranty. Do you guys buy an extended warranty? Ooh, that looks great. I'm liking that I added a little bit of that tan, the khaki color, to the brown for the frame so that it's not so dark. And it kind of matches. Okay? Brings it all together, I think. We're going to use Stick Fast. This bottle is glued shut. So every time I use it these days, I gotta pull the thing off. And I did order another bottle from Amazon, but it's delayed right now, so that's fun. Hold on. Anywho, so I gotta drop my car off at the shop tomorrow in the morning. And luckily, the shop that I'm using is right. I'm getting the rental car locally so that I can just go right there because, y'all, I live an hour from the airport, and there's nothing worse, okay, than a 5-hour drive, or 5.5 hours, or however long it is, to have to go to the airport to drop off the car and then drive another hour home. It is the worst, okay? Knowing that you still have 10 kinds of torture before you actually are home is the worst, okay? Which I know from experience because I've had to drive before without realizing that I was going to have to drive, and got my car at the airport instead of over by my house. So, oops, that taught me a lesson. Y'all, I almost did a mess up here, but that's okay. It'll be fine. We'll cover it up with the trees anyways. Anywho, make sure that's lined up, okay? I like to take it like this and just line it up with my desk and make sure that's lined up, okay? Okay, well, hopefully you will now. It looks like it says you'll now get notifications when I go live. And then if you comment the keyword, which is tree, and sign up for the notifications there, that's just a secondary. Oh, I have a baby wipe stuck to me, and that is not great. Anyways, I glued myself to something. It's like, should be on your bingo cards for watching me, because that's, that's the thing that I do. Occasionally, most of the time, whenever I'm gluing stuff. Alright, now we're going to start with the trees, and I'm going to just line these up at the bottom now. I'm not doing glue on every little piece, okay? I'm going to pick a couple of the center pieces and some major edge pieces, and put some glue on those, and not every single stinking piece, because I can't be bothered. Okay, and this glue is really great, so it works pretty darn good. That's good enough. I also like Eileen's tacky glue too, which I like this stuff a little bit better because it dries more clear, if that makes any sense at all. This stuff is more like a super glue. It's Stick Fast CA Thick, okay? And it glues really good. It gives you a little bit of grace for just a second before it like fully takes hold. But once it takes hold, it's on there. So, it's pretty good. For little stuff like this, I like to use this glue and not any kind of like hot glue, because hot glue is too thick, first of all, and second of all, hot glue will make a mess, and it'll, if I took this long to put hot glue on here, it would be dry by now. Over here it would be dry, so that doesn't work. Anywho, we're going to take this and we're going to line it up. So anyway, that's my plan for this week. I'm leaving tomorrow morning, driving over there, spending most of the day driving, 5 hours, going to dinner with my boss, and then I have meetings tomorrow and Wednesday. And I have meetings on Wednesday and Thursday, and then I come home on Friday. So I packed my bag, and I do have projects planned for tomorrow night and the rest of the nights. And then I should be home about 3 or 4 on Friday. I'm hoping by 3 I can get home, and then I'll do my live on Friday night once I'm home. So watch for me. Make sure that you're getting the notifications. And if you didn't hear me a minute ago, the way to sign up for them is to comment the keyword, get that message from me, which if you've never messaged with me before, you might have to check your message requests, okay? But once you do that, then at the bottom of the message, there's like a thing that says like get notifications. Sign up there and go through the buttons, and it'll send you notifications whenever I go live. And then that way you won't miss out whenever I'm live. It has been crazy around here though. Saturday I had an event. And I don't know if I told y'all or not, but I do events for my nail business, okay? And so I take all my nail stuff and I sit at events and I sell nails, okay? Press on nails, which is really great. But I wanted to add something. I'm going to just use a sanding block really fast on my finger because this is going to drive me crazy having this glue on here. Anyway, so I had that event. Well, this one was the first one. I added a hat bar to my event, and it was so cool. So basically, I got a hat heat press and some blank trucker hats and some patches where you can come in and you can add patches to a hat and like put whatever you want on there. Y'all, this is real cute. I'm liking this. So it does come with, like I said, a hanger. Okay, it's a sawtooth hanger. And I'm going to show you how this hanger works. So I'm going to take my fuzzing cloth and lay it down so that I don't scratch this. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to attempt. So this is like 18.5 inches. Okay. So I need to find like 9 would be the center if it was 18. So like 9.25 is going to be my center, okay, right about there. So I'm going to just put that in my brain hole, and this is how this works, okay? So this is the bottom piece, which it says kind of, you can see it, it's scored on there, it says bottom, and I'm going to glue it on with hot glue, okay? Oops, I just got hot glue everywhere, it's fine. 9.25 is the center. Oh, look, my 9.25. I can see it. Okay, so get that on there, and then the sawtooth part's going to go on after that. So then the sawtooth part can go right on here, just like so. And bam, you have a hanger. Let's see if I can. Anyway, so yeah, it went really well. It was so hot though. Oh my gosh, so hot outside. I was sweating my tail off, okay, setting that booth up. It took me and my mom about an hour and a half. Normally it's about an hour. I can do it in an hour by myself, just the nail stuff, but we actually had to add hooks to all the nails because I changed everything entirely by adding the hat bar to my event, to my booth. And so I had to do some prep work. So next time I think it's going to be faster. So I'm excited. I have a 2-day event coming up. I'm really, really excited about that. So check out the sign. Let me know if you love it. I hope you do. And make sure that you comment the keyword, which is tree, to get the link. Buy this on sale tonight. And I love you all. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.